Hello everybody. Today we are going to be exploring a game I actually forgot I owned, but this seems kind of morbid, but hey, this is me we're talking about. I don't really know if it's a storytelling game, we're just going to check it out. And if you want to see more, you're going to just have to let me know in the comments, but for now, the only one I can go to is Italy. It says, haunted by the death of his parents from an unknown illness, Baldassar, now that's a name you don't hear every day, became an outcast and finds solace in the company of a traveling thief. Together they try to survive the unforgiving land populated with disease, bandits, and death. If that's not the most happy kitten puppy story I've ever heard in my life, nothing else ever will be. 1347, Tuscany, Italy. Damn, I didn't know the Black Death was that far away out in history. Huh, it's kind of cool. As dawn approaches, the solitary boat drifts on the Mediterranean Sea, its white sails flapping in the wind to capture the attention of the local fishermen. Using grappling hooks, the men haul the vessel to shore and make a most horrible discovery. The ship's deck is covered with corpses, and the dead show signs of a curious illness. Their ears and mouths and fingers are all black as soot. Ew. They have large bulb-shaped growths on their necks, armpits, and inner legs, and their bodies are frightfully contorted as they have died the most pure agony. I'm gonna be glad the Black Death is never coming back at this point. From the lower of the ship, a voice cries out, "Help us!" Hesitant, one of the fishermen walks down below the deck. Dumbest thing you've ever done. Below deck, he finds the rest of the crew coughing, bedridden, and in pain. You should have left them there and just burned the ship. Sorry. I can't feel sorry for people because they're about to die. I mean, that sounded wrong. I feel sorry for them, but Black Death didn't have a cure. And it just spread. Because all y'all are the most unsanitary, rat-ridden people in the universe. Ugh. As the sunlight spills through your window, you wake up from a night of tossing and turning that left you uneasy. A dream lingers in your mind. A tall, cloaked figure carrying a young girl in his arms. Black crosses painted on trees. A city engulfed in hellish fire. Dreams like this always leave a strange premonition. Well, yeah. Oh, cool. I have to, like, eat and stay alive? This is weird. Far in the mainland lies your aunt's farm. Since the death of your uncle, the house has endured many harsh winters that have darkened the fields. For the last month, you've been living with Aunt Camilla, spending your days harvesting wheat. As you open your eyes, the smell of dry, salted fish and freshly baked bread slaps a smile on your face. Does it really? Okay. Day before had been your 14th birthday, and your aunt had offered you a leather satchel that would from now on follow you wherever you go. I didn't know leather satchels had legs. After stretching your stiff neck, you crawl out of bed and walk to the living room. These last few days you've been waking up more tired than usual. I'ma die. Aunt Camilla greets you with a feeble smile as you glance at the loaf of bread still in the oven. I hope you slept well. You have a long day ahead of you. I've been baking all morning, and your aunt edges closer and examines your pale complexion. This is not the face of a boy in the prime of his teenage years. You look tired. Gee, think. Hope you're not coming down with anything. You know, like the Black Death. You shy away and take a seat at the table. Despite all her kindness, for some strange reason, Aunt Camilla always makes you feel uncomfortable. That's about 90% of my family, thank you very much. Tell her about your dream or insist you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Aunt Camilla walks back to you and places a bucket at your feet and awkwardly wraps her cold hands around your face. Okay, this lady's weird. Your temperature seems normal. Perhaps you just need fresh air or a hot meal to bring some pink to your cheeks. Why don't you get us water for the well? You nod politely and head to the backyard with your bucket in hand. Aunt has always been a tad strange, yet she's quite knowledgeable when it comes to stomach illnesses or itchy rashes. I mean, everybody needs to know about itchy rashes. In the yard, you glance at the handcart gathering moss from years of neglect and wonder how it feels to live isolated from the rest of the world. I don't know, it depends on what time period you're in. Wonder if your aunt will die a lonely widow. I don't ever wonder those kind of things. Inches away from the water well, you notice a dead black crow. Well, you're screwed. That's a bad omen. Why is my only option to poke it with a stick? Who does that? Why do you want to poke this poor bird? Yeah, thank you. I'll tell you why. Because I am the tutorial raven. Oh boy, I have a tutorial raven. I love these. What's a tutorial raven? You have no say in the matter. Oh no. Let's proceed with the poking. Okay. You approach with a strange mingling of reverence and curiosity. You pick up a stick and gently poke the bird. Ew! Black liquid oozes out of its beak. Oh, great. Am I the only idiot that didn't think that animals got the Black Death? Oh well. Yep. Upon inspection, you realize you cut yourself on a rusty nail sticking out of the stick. That's what you get for poking the dead crow. The cut doesn't appear too deep, yet you wince as you wipe the blood off with your thumb. Ah, see what you've done? You managed to hurt yourself unexpectedly. Could it have been avoided? Maybe. Maybe not. I need this bird in my life. Just remember, unexpected events occurred. Unexpectedly. That's the nature of it all, really. Huh. You walk towards the well, pick up the wooden bucket, and fill it to the brim with fresh water. Fresh water is tempting. Again, a choiceless choice. This is the strange power of Tutorial Raven. I think everybody needs Tutorial Raven. Now let's continue. You take a sip of the water. You take the long gulp from the bucket, quenching your thirst. As you finish, your eyes fall upon the dead crow again. A hint of nausea turns your stomach as you laugh for a brief moment and you feel sick. Great, I drank bad water and now I'm sick. Thanks a lot, smart-ass Raven. Now your hand is hurt and you don't feel good too. That's not a good start. Oh my god. In disgust, you kick the dead crow away. Oh, now you're asking for it. There's some Celtic goddess that's gonna beat you up for that. Again, you dunk the bucket in the well, then enter the house. Wait, if the water just made you sick, why are you bringing it to your aunt? As you come in, Aunt Camilla bows, blows on the fire. I can't talk. Blows on the fire of the wood stove. The glowing embers illuminate her face. You drop the bucket next to her. She smiles as she pours half of the bucket in a pot and adds 2 handfuls of wheat grains. Should you show your wound or take a seat? I'm gonna show her my boo-boo. Oh, look at you. How deep did you manage to cut yourself this time? Oh, thank you. Can you still make a fist? You make a fist and drips of blood fall to the ground. Oh my, it looks pretty deep. Lend me your hand. Do I have to? Oh, I know what she's doing. Because garlic draws out infections. That's why they make medieval cold medicine of that crap. That's gross. Oh, look at that. You've already learned how to hurt yourself, but also how to get healed. Tell your aunt things. Okay. That will do for now. You grimace as the garlic stings your wound and thank her while taking a seat at the table. Something tells me I'm never going to put garlic on a cut. You glance at the wooden barn out the window and wonder if your aunt has enough supplies to last through the winter ahead. You notice her thinning the porridge with water, and she catches your stare from the corner of her eye. She's magical. Life was quite different when your uncle was still alive. You remember fruitful harvest summers where the barn would burst with harvested wheat and barley. It sometimes feels like all the best days are behind us. Well, trust me, lady, that doesn't get any better. Offer to stay a few more days or announce your departure. Dang it. So I offer to help you more and you just say, how can I feed you? Okay. Watch as your aunt walks over to bed, folds the ragged linens and puts them into a drawer. Witnessing a grim expression on her face always brings sadness to your heart, as if the hardship of others could weaken your own chance at happiness. Your aunt places a bowl of porridge in front of you, then walks away to stand by the window, whose gloomy curtains are withdrawn. Your uncle chose this very spot to build the house. From this window, I could see him work in the fields. Her voice carries the crushing tone of nostalgia. As she turns towards you, she offers her best honest smile. Go on, eat up. You have a long journey ahead. You examine the diluted porridge in front of you. Next to it, your aunt left a warm slice of bread. Salted herrings are hung to dry near the stove. Eat only bread, eat the porridge in the bread, eat the porridge breast in the fish. Man, aren't you a greedy person? Dunking thick chunks of bread into porridge makes for a hearty meal. You feel each bite go down your empty belly and immediately feel more balanced. Yay! The hot meal has cured your stomachache. Ah, all better. It seems some warm food or drink can get rid of some of your illness. Let's rejoice that you've learned another lesson. Courtesy of the wise tutorial raven. The fact that they have a raven telling me shit is actually pretty fun. After your breakfast, Aunt Camilla walks to the door and picks up a large golden bushel of wheat. As promised, here's the wheat for your parents. On your way home, make sure to pass at the Windmill. From wheat to flour, from flour to bread, as they say. Did they really say that? You nod as you wipe your lips with the back of your hand. You jump to your feet, put on boots, and strap the bushel to your back. Aunt Camilla hands you 2 small dried fish wrapped in a cloth. It was kind of you to come and help me with the crops. These 2 little fish will bring some joy to your travels. Yay! You put the dried meal in your satchel for later. Outside, the morning air is fresh and rustling leaves echo in the breeze. A large Italian oak tree towers over the house and shades part of the yard. What is an Italian oak tree? Does it say salut when you walk by? Does it offer you spaghetti? Both would be nice. Your feet scatter the morning dew as you walk away from the house. Reaching the footpath, you turn to see your aunt waving back at you. I wasn't waving at you in the first place, weirdo. Have a safe journey. You nod and start your journey back home. Soon your aunt's house disappears behind the trees. Italian trees. Alone and well on your way, a strange feeling comes over you. You revisit the memory, the dream you had the night before. The tall cloaked figure, the young girl, the black crosses painted on the trees, the city engulfed in hellfire-ish flames. And you think about the dead black crow. Man, I don't have anything better to do with my life. This is great. Chapter 2 is called A Broken Fence. Under the bright blue sky, you follow the footpath through the farmlands and through the forest. On your right, the familiar wooden fences keep the livestock from roaming too far from stables and coops or sites. Sties, I can't read. Squeak! Suddenly, screams of distress that send a chill down your spine. I don't know how to read the word squeak. This doesn't seem like a scream to me. As you get closer, the screams become more desperate. For a brief moment, you wonder if you should turn back and find another way to go home, but decide to carry on. It's a piggy! I love piggies. Piggies are bacon. At the edge of the forest, you discover a pig in distress. His neck is caught between two wooden planks on a broken fence. Oh, the piggy. Using all his strength, the animal tried multiple times to free himself, but only managed to hurt and bruise himself. One of the wooden planks could be lifted, but that would mean getting closer to the unpredictable swine. Leave the pig stuck in the fence, or attempt to free the pig. Is the pig my problem? No. Could he give me free bacon? Maybe. I suck at this. No, I can't leave a pig in a fence. As you get closer to the fence and start lifting the loose beam, the fearful pig violently hits you. You hit me, but that's what I get for helping you. Caught off guard, you dust off your trousers and wonder what to do next. I could try to free him again or let him rot and die, but then he won't give me any bacon. Distancing yourself from the pig, desperate blows, you pull on the wooden plank with all your might. Your work pays off and the pig's head is free. Yay! Embracing his sudden freedom, the pig quickly runs off towards the farm. Come back with my bacon! You examine yourself and discover you have a fresh cut on the side of your hand. I cut myself all the time in this game. Hiking across the rolling meadows, you think to the last conversation you had with your Aunt Camilla, when Raven distracts your melancholy. Standing on a thin branch, he seems to croak right at you. You ignore him, but after a few minutes, you realize the bird is following your every step. Great. As many you consider the raven to be an omen of bad tidings. I don't. You guys are so mean. Cold chills run down your back as his glossy black eyes peer into yours. Annoyed by his insistent nagging. Oh, hell no! I'm gonna shut off this game right here and there. You grab a stone and aim it at the bird. Don't do that. I'm dropping the stone. You can't throw stones at ravens and expect good things to happen to you. Yeesh. Unclasping your hand, you let the stone fall to the ground. And suddenly, thud appeared to have frightened the raven. When you lift your gaze, the bird is nowhere to be found. Well, see, you didn't have to throw a stone at it. Aren't you smart? You follow that narrow trail that leads into a pine forest. Many times you glance up in search of black-feathered pests, but only find bare branches. As you reach a clearing, you see the tree line, the sails of large windmills slowly turning in the wind. At the top of the hill, these long grass blades are bent almost permanently by the power of recurring winds, and turning sails appear never-ending. At the base of the mill, a long figure is stacking stacks of flour. Alberico. Oh yes, this is Italy. They have weird names. Okay. The One-Handed Miller. There's a guy whose name is Alberico, the One-Handed Miller. Okay. Now I've heard everything. He notices you in the distance. Baldassar, how nice to see you again, as the miller waves with his lone hand. This is actually kind of funny. It shouldn't be funny, but it is. You show him the bushel of wheat you are bearing. He greets you with a knowing smile and examines the wheat and takes it into the mill. Let me get to work. It shouldn't take too long. Gaze at the landscape or follow him into the windmill. Enter the windmill and take a seat on a small bench behind the miller. From the ceiling, the strong drive shaft forces large gears to turn as you observe Alberico pouring the grains onto the millstones. He's been operating the windmill for many years, and he is known around Tuscany for his fair prices and dough-based treats. Oh, so he bakes stuff. You notice a jar of barley cookies on a small table. You could probably take one without being noticed. Why is my only option to steal a cookie? I don't want to steal a cookie. The only thing I can think of is maybe my game isn't down far enough for me to see all the options. No, it is. Stealing a cookie? Is that the sort of great moral dilemma that's awaiting you along this journey? Shut up, wise raven of tutorialness. Perhaps. Perhaps not. Some choices help move the story forward. Some choices grow your character. And some choices might change how some characters feel about you. Just remember, the wise tutorial raven sees everything. Damn it. I'm gonna ask for a cookie. I don't want to steal a cookie. You politely ask for one of the barley cookies. Baldassar, if I would be giving out all of my goods for free, I would go out of business, don't you think? Besides, I prepared those for a lovely woman. Oh, I see how it is. And you, my friend, are not a lovely woman. That's the best thing I've heard all day. Alberico gives you a wink as he operates the machinery with his stumpy forearm. You observe as the one-handed miller unfolds a cloth sack to catch the resulting flour. Soon all the wheat has been crushed and the bag is filled. As payment, Alberico takes 1 cup of flour and hands over the rest in the bag. Wow, okay. You nod and prepare to exit the windmill when your gaze lands upon a familiar treasure. On the wall above the door, Alberico keeps a token of his good fortune, a golden florin coin. What is that? Oh. It's the only florin coin you've ever seen, and each time you pass it, you are left in awe by its golden glow. Ooh, sparkle, sparkle. As Alberico dusts off the flour that fell to the ground, you exit the windmill. Knowing your parents eagerly await your return, you bid Alberico farewell and start the walk down the hill. Halfway down the hill, your stomach starts to growl. You remember your dried fish your aunt gave you and decide to eat it. The salty herrings taste great and you feel revitalized. The wise tutorial raven says, I know you've enjoyed my illustrious company, but sadly it's already time for me to leave. Oh, darn. Others with less fortune than yourself need me. Remember what you have learned. There's no right and there's no wrong. There's only your survival and the choices you are willing to make. Beware of your choices. Indulging in iniquities and diminish your morality and could lead to the loss of your soul. Good thing I don't know where my soul is. You're now on your own. Goodbye, tutorial raven. After a long hike, you spot in the distance a familiar olive orchard. Oh my god, where you used to play hide and seek as a toddler. Ether cannot talk. Well, that's 2 chapters of it. It's pretty much like a choose-your-own story game. And I'm trying to stay away from those to some degree. But if you like this little preview of it, just let me know. I'll have to finish it at some point. Oh look, you can check out your little satchel and everything. This is cool. Alright, well you know the drill. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will catch you next time I game. Laters.